Shopping at the wrong places can ruin your style, which is why you need to find credible and high quality brands that you could start shopping from. So here are the list of the 10 best brands that I always have in my wardrobe. The first one is going to be my current favorite one, which is Banana Republic. In the last 3 months, this brand has moved further and further up in my favorites. And because of that, I feel like my style has gotten better and better, especially with my most recent pickups from them. My most complimented one is this sweater polo. I got this one in a light brown, and this single purchase has gotten me a ton of more compliments. It's also extremely soft, so it's very comfortable, and honestly has just been one of the most essential pieces in my wardrobe because I wear it pretty much every day. I also picked up a black linen shirt, which I feel like I look my best in. 100% linen shirts typically get pretty itchy, which is why I prefer a linen blend. And this one from Banana Republic is linen, so it's very lightweight for the summer, but you're not sacrificing too much comfort because it's blended with cotton. It still makes it pretty soft. So in my opinion, you're pretty much getting the best of both worlds, which is why this shirt has become one of my favorites. And another linen piece that I've been going head over heels for are these linen trousers. Now these are in a light blue, and honestly the color is a little bit bold, which is why I really plan to pick up these same pair of trousers in a bunch of different colors. Nonetheless though, these light blue ones, I really can't wait to start wearing more and more of. Trousers are probably one of the best things that you can start investing more money into because it's definitely going to make you stand out, and it's a great way to get out of your comfort zone and elevate your style. My next favorite brand is Ours Collection. I like this brand because they're affordable, their pieces are on trend, and they've always been one of the more comfortable items in my wardrobe. I also love rocking micro brands because although they are very minimal, it's still not going to be the same piece that you see every single day. Because the last thing you want to do is buy a shirt that you just absolutely fall in love with just to see it 3 to 5 times a day, or pretty much every single time you walk out the house. With Ours Collection, it's low key enough that you're not going to see it every day. In fact, I've probably only seen it about 5 or 6 times in my entire life stepping out, but every time I do wear it out, I always get a few compliments or even questions about where I got these hoodies. So those are my favorite pieces from them, are the hoodies. My favorite one for the last year has been this light brown one, but they recently dropped their cropped hoodies, which I've also just been wearing a ton of. And now for the more warmer weather, I've been wearing their graphic t-shirts, which is exactly what I'm wearing right now. The graphic in the back is very simple because it's just text. There's nothing too loud, so it's definitely one of my favorite pieces. The next brand I love is Nike. And I love whenever I say that Nike is a top tier brand, just for all the people who hate mainstream stuff. People like that always like to say something whenever I talk about Nike. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this, but hating on mainstream brands doesn't make you any cooler. I think Nike has a great reputation for a good reason. Therefore, it's one of my favorite brands in my collection. Now, as much as I want to talk about their shoes, let's just keep this entire video strictly on clothes. Last year, I picked up this Nike quarter zip, and to this day, it's still one of my favorite items to wear. It's super casual, laid back, it has a little bit more of an oversized fit, so it makes for some great streetwear outfits. It has minimal Nike branding, so it's not too in your face. Overall, it's extremely comfortable and very versatile. Now, honestly, forgive me if I mispronounce it. I really like this Stussy Crewneck. Now, I know this brand is pretty popular, but I never got into it, so therefore I don't know the proper pronunciation, but I think this is a great collaboration, and it's something different from your typical Nike crewneck sweatshirts. And my recent favorite item to wear the most of from Nike are these Nike athletic shorts. They are super light, extremely breathable, and therefore one of my more comfortable shorts in my wardrobe. It also has the perfect fit, which is 5 inches. And as somebody who does not skip leg day, I'm going to be wearing this a lot more. My next favorite brand is Represent, which is one of the more expensive brands in my wardrobe. However, I've always loved this brand. From the minimal branding, it has that perfect mix of branding, yet still being very minimal. The hoodie in particular is one of my favorites, but it is one of my more expensive ones. I love the color on this. I love showing off the Represent logo and branding. And a lot of people like to ask me questions about the Owners Club. To be honest, I have no idea what it means, but I think it looks cool. It's something that you don't really see too much of, at least when we're talking about in the street. Because this is a brand that you're going to see a lot on social media. However, in your day-to-day life, whenever you're walking outside, you're not going to see a ton of. But I did recently pick up a graphic t-shirt, which is the one that I've been wearing the most of. And again, I've already gotten a few compliments with this one, so definitely going to be one of my more go-to shirts for the summer. My next favorite brand is Abercrombie and Fitch. And again, there's a lot of people out there who love to hate on Abercrombie and Fitch just because it's gotten so popular. Now, last year they were really being talked about because of the rebranding. So when they were coming up, everybody loved them, but because they got popular, there came those people who hate mainstream stuff and therefore to this day hate Abercrombie and Fitch. So fair warning, there's going to be a few people out there who are going to love to call you an NPC or a bot, but from personal experience, Abercrombie Fitch clothing has absolutely always been one of my favorites. My favorite shirt right now is this Plissé Johnny Collar polo. I love the color, I love the texture on this. Hands down, one of the best purchases I've made in fashion. And since I was talking about linen earlier, my next favorite linen shirt is this black cropped one. Cropped clothing is something that I'm really trying to get more into this year. In my opinion, this is probably one of the best fashion trends that I think anybody can pull off. And Abercrombie Fitch has been doing a great job of pushing cropped clothing. And my favorite pickup of this is this cropped shirt. And as far as jeans go, my favorite fitting pair of jeans are these 90s slim fit pair from Abercrombie and Fitch. It's slim, but not too skinny, and yet not overly baggy. Too baggy jeans has never been my thing. I think some people look cool in them. I think some people take it a little too far. That's just my opinion. But I think slim is something that looks good on everybody, and it's the most timeless. Especially if you take care of your jeans, it's gonna last you a very long time. So why would you not at least get one pair of jeans that is the perfect slim fit? I really think this one from Abercrombie & Fitch is exactly that. Now let's talk about Elwood. Elwood is also insanely underrated, but they're definitely still on their come up. More people are talking about them, but going outside, you're probably not going to see too much of this. And a shirt that I always get questions about whenever I step outside with it is this Hotel the Elwood shirt. It has this vintage wash. It has this very slight distressing. So the attention to detail from Elwood is honestly some of the best that I've ever seen. They also have a cropped hoodie, and I love this light color, and it's also extremely lightweight. So it makes for one of the better hoodies when you're stepping outside in the warm weather. Now I really only have these two pieces from Elwood, but they're always dropping something interesting. So especially this year, I'm really making an effort to shop more from brands like this. But before I try any other new brands, probably gonna shop more on Elwood. Now I talked about Abercrombie, but let's talk about what I like to call their little brother. That is Hollister. And it's so funny whenever I say that Hollister is one of my favorite brands, because a lot of people like to think of Hollister as a brand that they used to wear in middle school. It's that brand that always has that bird on their shirts. Not anymore. Hollister has stepped up their game incredibly. And some of my favorite pieces, you can never tell that this is the brand that everybody in their middle school used to wear. Their long sleeve polos are absolutely incredible. They had crochet shirts last year, and I'm really looking into buying more of these. They're pretty much very similar to Abercrombie now, but slightly more affordable. They're not dirt cheap, but if you're looking to save a few extra dollars whenever you go to Abercrombie, I think Hollister is very worth checking out. But if you do have some money to spend, especially if you're spending it for high quality pieces, I think Ralph Lauren is always part of the conversation. And therefore, it's always been one of my favorite brands. Again, it's more expensive, but Ralph Lauren pieces has always held up perfectly. One of my favorite pieces is this cable knit sweater. From the color to the fit to how comfortable it is, it's one of my favorite purchases in men's fashion. And a purchase that I made 2 years ago, but I still wear almost every day, at least when the weather's good for it, are these Ralph Lauren corduroy trousers. These have held up perfectly. They have an amazing fit, and you really can't tell that they're corduroy unless you're close to them. And when people do notice that they're corduroy, people love to give me compliments with this one. So it's making you stand out, but not too much. Now switching back to affordability, I love to talk about Uniqlo. Now I don't shop at Uniqlo nearly as much as I need to. The reason why I say I need to is because Uniqlo is pretty renowned in men's fashion, especially here on YouTube. And that's because they're affordable and extremely high quality. I think Uniqlo is probably one of the best bang for your bucks, but the only issue I ever have with Uniqlo is the fact that they sell out insanely fast. And as somebody who doesn't really keep up with the latest drops of clothing, or for somebody who doesn't really care for certain collections, I shop whenever I need to or whenever I want to pick up something new. And therefore, whenever I go to Uniqlo, it always seems to be at the wrong time. That being said, here are my favorite Uniqlo pieces. Going back to corduroy trousers, these green ones are some of my favorite ones, and they're really on par with my more expensive ones, but for nearly a fraction of the price. And their more famous items are their Aerism t-shirts. These do restock from time to time, but let's say you're watching this video 6 months from when it's released, there's almost no chance you're gonna find anything that I'm linking down in the description because they're gonna sell out fast. And now that you know the best places to pick up your new wardrobe items, if you wanna know the 10 best accessories to go along with them, here's a video that's gonna show you exactly that.